I'm searching for something that I can reach.
Hi guys, I'm Angelie from Capital Sound. I'm here today with New Jersey native Halsey. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm tired and sick, but we're doing this.
I'm sorry.
It's all good.
It's okay. Okay, so right now you're on tour with the Kooks, and this is your first ever tour, so how's this experience been for you?
It's been really crazy. It's been a lot of fun. It took me I was really nervous because honestly, my first night of tour was the second show I'd ever played, ever, as Halsey. And there was 2,000 people there or something. So, I just remember getting ready to walk on stage and rapping like Drake really loudly, pump myself up backstage and kind of being like, nah, I got this, I'm cool. And then I walked out on stage, and as soon as I did it once, I was like, this is great. And I have so much fun with it every night. And the more, shows we play, the more I kind of grow into being a fun woman. And kind of mess with the crowd a little bit more.
Good.
So yeah, it's fun. And they're amazing. They've been so good to me. They took care of me on my birthday. Went to a strip club. It was weird. It was weird. But the Kooks are awesome.
Oh my god. Alright, so as you said, this is your first show as Halsey. So you did stuff before. So how did you go about becoming Halsey?
For me, I just kind of wanted to achieve a sound that I thought better complemented the lyrical aspect of my music, and acoustic stuff just wasn't doing it for me because it wasn't quite as complex, and it got the storytelling aspect of everything out there, but it didn't really evoke a feeling the way that I wanted it to. So I started getting in the studio with some producers I had been introduced to, and we kind of came up with the sound when we did Ghost, and that was that's how I knew it. We wanted to do music that was a little bit more heavily produced, and so in order to do that, I had to differentiate between who is my Ashley Mitchpani and then who is Halsey. And so I came up with Halsey because there's a stop on the L train in Brooklyn, and I always saw the words and was like, what is this? Because there was I don't know, I was just Halsey. Do I know someone named Halsey? What is Halsey? I was it was felt familiar to me, and then I realized it's an anagram of my first name. So it was kind of a no-brainer. We were putting together everything, and I had to come up with an artist name that's what it would be.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, like you said about Ghost, that was your first single.
Yeah.
How did you? I know you write a lot. You have a lot of songs.
Do you? Sorry.
So how did you decide that you wanted Ghost to be your first single?
Originally we had this other song called Reckless Youth that we were going to be putting out, which is probably not going to see the light of day until I'm putting out an anniversary record in 40
Oh my
years.
god.
But we were convinced that was the song. And then we did Ghost. Ghost was the second song we ever did. Reckless Youth was the first. And we did Ghost, and it was 2 minutes and 30 seconds long. It starts with the bridge. Everyone in the music industry that I had known, because I was still not signed, kind of advised me against putting it out. And everyone's kind of you can't do that. That's not a single. It's not a single. Don't do it. And I called my manager, Anthony, and I was like, this is the single. And he was like, you sure? And I was like, no, yeah, this is the single. And I guess it kind of took a couple seconds of them just making sure I was really positive. And as soon as we put it out, it was the best decision I ever made, was going with my gut on that, because it launched me to the point that I am today. I don't know, I just had a good gut feeling,
Yeah. Well, you did good that it's on the radio, You're welcome. So your debut EP, Room 93, is coming out very soon. We want to know a little bit more about that.
The EP is called Room 93. It's going to come out... Actually, you guys have the big announcement. I'll give this to you guys.
Oh, yeah.
I'm putting the EP out a day early. I know it's not much, but it's the best I could do. So it's coming out October 27th now instead of the 28th. And which is cool for me because I'm all about the sevens.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's a good luck thing. The EP is called Room 93, and it's kind of just a narrative on what it's been like for me living my past year in hotel rooms, and just kind of that surrealistic intimacy that exists within a hotel room, because the thing about hotels is it's so private that you can really be who you are, or you can be someone that you're not, which is what's so surrealistic about it, which kind of makes it this like alternate universe thing. And it's like, for me, I wanted to touch on that because I've formed human relationships with people. Like, you know, I've had romantic relationships, friendships, business relationships with people based out of different hotel rooms. And like, that's the only setting and the only environment that these relationships existed within. And that's kind of what the EP is about. It's like just a commentary of my experiences having these relationships in like a almost like a test setting. Like it's a hotel room is like a stage set for a normal environment, and that's something that I kind of wanted to further expose, I guess. But yeah, that's the EP. And there's 5 songs on it, all of them which I play live, and
Oh, you play all of your songs in EP live?
yeah.
So if you come to the show,
And then you get to hear the EP early.
there's one more date, but fine, whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine.
But everyone who came out has heard the songs. It's been cool having people like give me feedback and say, you know, that they like the music, because sometimes like I get to like guinea pig my EP out to a bunch of people. They're just
Yeah.
like playing it live and stuff.
That's good. So they get a feel of what it is before.
Absolutely.
That's good. So I know that you're inspired by a lot of poetry. What do you
Mhm.
think that you reference the most in your music? What poet do you think you reference the most in your music?
It's kind of all over the place. It's not just poetry. It's like just prose and just writing in general. I reference Leonard Cohen a lot, especially with what I've been doing, because the Room 93 EP, you know, based on this intimacy in hotel rooms, and Leonard Cohen is very famous for the Chelsea Hotel, which is the Chelsea Hotel and the Chelsea Hotel 2 are like very notable pieces of his that touch on that hotel intimacy as well, because the Chelsea Hotel was like an alternate universe of celebrities and writers and rock stars and tastemakers and people in the art scene that would just come and kind of thrive in this environment at this hotel. So that was cool to have him as a reference writing this. I reference Patti Smith quite a bit. I feel like she has really affected who I am as a writer, because she's, you know, she crosses that gender role where it's okay for male artists to be honest, and it's considered edgy when a male artist is honest, and it's considered provocative, and it's romantic, and it's edgy. But when a female artist does it, it's kind of like, shut up, we don't want to hear you singing about sex. We don't want to hear you singing about drugs. We don't want to hear you singing about, it's just not ladylike. And Patti Smith was like, fuck that. So I'm heavily influenced by her. Hurricane was influenced by Roman Paine. He has a work called The Wanderess, and that is kind of where I got the inspiration for Hurricane. Also Vladimir Nabokov, he did Lolita.
Okay,
I like him a lot because one of his greatest talents, I think, in writing is the ability to romanticize some of the uglier parts of human beings. And that's what I kind of take from that as well. But yeah, that's pretty much where most of it comes from.
Okay. So our last question today from us is, what's next for you? What are you going on to in the next few months, next year?
When this tour's over, I come home and I do CMJ in New York.
Oh my God! Congratulations!
Yeah, thanks. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're doing some stuff in Neon Gold, doing the Brooklyn Bowl, doing some really cool showcases. And then I have a couple surprises for you guys coming through Spotify and Vivo and Steve Madden, who I'm really glad to have as a partner. We're premiering the music videos for the EP after the release.
Because the EP is a visual EP, right?
Yeah,
Nice.
so every song on the EP has a video that accompanies it, and all the videos are part of one consistent storyline, and they're all reflections of teenage cinema. So they reference Gummo from Harmony Korine, and they reference Romeo and Juliet, Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Lords of Dogtown, True Romance, Cry Baby, just like cult teen cinema is kind of what we referenced in those videos. But yeah, so those are all going to be coming out intermittently. One through Nylon, and then some through a couple other partners who I'm forgetting right now. I feel like I'm on the red carpet and I forgot who made my dress. But yeah, so, and then I go to the UK and some other places in Europe.
Are you doing shows in the UK?
Actually, I might do a couple like secret shows just for some of the fans out there who haven't had the chance to see me live yet. But mostly my main goal out there is to finish the album so we can get it out as soon as possible for you guys.
Okay, nice. So now we have some questions from your fans on Twitter that we got a little earlier today. So, Fraying Thoughts said, "What's the story?" French Thoughts. I'm sorry, I did that.
How do you know me? Like, what is this? For
I
real?
did that before. Do you remember that? French Thoughts says, "What's the story behind Trouble?"
Trouble is a song about me being in like a romantic relationship with someone who was seemingly taking pleasure out of causing me emotional pain. And it's kind of like it goes back and forth between me being pleased by the pain and kind of like physical and mental, in terms of an emotional relationship, in terms of a sexual relationship, and kind of being analyzed and interpreted by this person. Says, "You look so cool when you're reading me." But it's also like, there's something triumphant about the song, I think, because at one point I say, "I've got my mind made up this time." And it's kind of me coming to terms with the fact that this masochism is not safe for me, and that I won't play a victim, and that I'm prepared to leave and take hold of the situation. But then it also comes back to kind of like a weird resolve in the bridge, because it says, "Don't forget me, I wouldn't leave you if you'd let me." So, and that's not necessarily like a physical restraint, but it's kind of like even when you leave someone, like, they have a way of keeping you, like, sort of in love with them a little bit, I think. So, that's where that song came from.
Okay. Halsey Fly said, "What's your favorite tattoo?"
I don't know. I used to be so good at answering this question, and then I got more that I like. Damn it. Well, my 17 is like a go-to, because that's my favorite number, so I love that one. I got the X's when I found out they were going to put a parental advisory on my album, because I felt like a badass.
That's funny.
Yeah. Probably this one, honestly, right now. This one is a William Shakespeare quote, and it says, "These violent delights have violent ends." And I got it when I signed my record deal as a reminder just to kind of stay grounded, because if I live violently and love violently and act violently, it's going to end violently. And it's not in terms of physical violence, it's just like violently, like aggressively. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a reminder to keep my pace and to, as much as I want to live my life, I need to slow the fuck down a little bit, I think is what that means.
Ghost. Sorry, this got cut off. I'm so sorry for which question this is, but I'll tweet you. Someone said, "What's your favorite '90s TV show?"
How you gonna play me like this? How you gonna play me like this? But there's like categories like 90s cartoon, 90s.
Okay, one from each
Disney.
category that you have.
Damn, alright.
Sitcom, Disney,
Shit.
cartoons.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is a go-to.
Okay.
Hey Arnold, also a go-to. Freaks and Geeks, go-to. Total go-to.
Okay.
Yo, this isn't fair.
You're struggling right
As
now.
Told by Ginger was the jam. I mean, Full House. Where's my outfits come from? Full
Not
watching.
Family Matters.
Yo,
Okay,
Family
that's what
Matters.
like, I was
What the
thinking.
fuck? But that's what, no, like, I feel like you were either a Fresh Prince person or a Family Matters person.
I feel like, okay, you're right, because I do like Fresh Prince.
Because I was a
more.
Fresh Prince person.
Yeah, I like Fresh
was
Prince
like,
more,
this
but
show has so much collective swag. I
I
was
know.
like 6. I was like,
But
I know what swag is.
if Fresh Prince wasn't on, then it would be.
Then you were watching Family
Yeah,
Matters.
exactly.
Yeah, same. But like Friends was
Okay.
also great. It was, you know, it's kind of campy, but
Okay,
kind of
right.
like Friends. Dude, I just love 90s TV. Don't do this to me. 90s television was the best because it was the birth of the sitcom, so everything wasn't played out yet. Like, all the sitcoms you watch on TV now are just played out versions of those 90s shows you watch. That was the OG. Okay, that was the OG. It was the best time for movies and TV, and I stand by that
All right.
forever.
Okay, we got that. Our last question is from Ashley Jewel, and she said, "Do you know how to pump your own gas?"
Well, I'm from New Jersey, so I've never had to pump my own gas until I came to LA to start working, and I pulled up at a gas station. I sat in the car for like literally 17 minutes, wondering why no one was coming to pump my gas. I think I leaned my head out the window too and was like, what the fuck? Like, I think I was like really mad that no one had come to pump my gas until I saw someone else like pumping their own, and then I was like,
got it.
Right.
Got it. Click.
yeah, but no. I asked Ashley one time to pump my gas for me in Marina Del Rey because I had no idea what I was doing.
Oh my god.
And I waited till I was like 2 miles past empty.
You know she's not gonna let that go ever. That's why she said that.
I know. I know how to pump my own gas now, though, kind of. It always does the clicky thing when I'm trying to.
Well, I'm gonna pump my own gas, so
do
that's
it.
all you.
Okay, well, words. See, I'm not alone. Together we stand.
Oh my god.
All right.
Oh my god, you're crazy. All right. So that was it. Thank you, Halsey, for talking to us today. We appreciate
Of
it.
course.
And once again, I'm Angela from Capital Sound, and we will talk to you later.